This was a debate in Parliament on an influential report by MPs, which urges the government to engage more with Hamas in Gaza. The minister was forthright.
And for obvious reasons, because honourable members wanted to speak about Gaza, there was actually very little talk about settlements, illegal settlements and illegal outposts. It really is one of the most contentious issues. And we've pressed very, very hard. On every occasion that I've met the Israelis, I've pressed them on this issue because this is in contravention of the roadmap, of their responsibilities in the roadmap. I mean, I'm not trying to push the blame for the lack of progress on the Israelis, but they must carry their share of blame.
He said the Annapolis peace talks were important and the only show in town at the moment, but peace talks needed to press ahead.
That there needs to be a much more professional approach to these talks and negotiations. I've said it time and again. You can't take people away to Geneva once a year or twice a year and expect some kind of a lasting and sustainable peace process to come out of that. It's not possible, especially not where tensions and suffering exist as they do in this particular area. And why I think it's very important to mention that is that we've got to give Mr. Pope all of the support that we can where we see that there's some progress that's possible to be made, and I think Annapolis does show some of that.
He criticised the Syrians for double standards in playing down the American peace initiative in public, but being more positive in private.
And it is difficult to take seriously a policy which, on the one hand, seems to offer the chance of some progress being made, and on the other, is involved in the murder of politicians, democratically elected politicians in Lebanon. Or that they're facilitating the smuggling of arms to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Or what's happening today in Damascus, or already has been happening. There's the Alternative to Annapolis conference on, hosted by the Syrian government, of so-called rejectionists, to make sure that whatever's achieved at Annapolis is undone and undermined.
He agreed that Britain should be facilitating talks between the opposing Palestinian factions, and he praised other Arab states.
In the end, it's the Arab states themselves that are going to be the prime movers in this. I believe there are many states that have reached an accommodation with Israel. It's now got to go further, and it's got to try to articulate that demand for justice and for a long-term and sustainable peace in a way which they haven't done up until now, but I think they are beginning to do. I think the Arab Peace Initiative is very, very important, and we will do everything that we can to support it.